The truck we're sitting in today is it's a DAF LF electric. It's a 19-ton vehicle, so that's its gross weight. It actually carries about 9.5 tons, so a generous payload. We brought it here today because it's one of 20 battery electric truck trial trucks. So hard to say, but a very important project which has now been running for almost 18 months, and it will shortly be concluding. And those vehicles that have been employed in the trial have all been deployed with public bodies, so National Health Supply Chain, some councils including Blackpool Council, and some of the purchasing organisations like YPO and ESPO. And those vehicles have all been deployed in order to gather real world information about how electric vehicles in this type of application, distribution and collection, can actually work in fleets, because there's a lot of questions that operators are regularly asking us about, what's involved in moving from diesel to electric. And by running this project and working with Cenex, who are gathering the data, turning that data into information and then presenting it on the Bet Cenex website, that gives operators a real insight into how they might be able to deploy electric vehicles into their own operations. The project is really important because there are so many operators who are keen to embrace electric technology, but at the same time they've got some uncertainties, they've got some doubts, and by actually using the funding which you got from Innovate UK to support the trial and then doing rigorous analysis of the data from the trucks, we've been able to pull some really good real life data together. So really important that information can then be interpreted by fleet operators, and it's at least a starting point for them making that transition to a zero emission alternative. The trials delivered lots of great feedback. I mean, one of the really positive things that we've taken from the trial is the reliability of the trucks, and actually the appreciation by the drivers. By talking to the drivers before they got the LF electric and then afterwards, it's been interesting to see how they've been pleasantly surprised by the driving experience, how easy they are to charge, how easy they are to get on with. And it's really showed that, we're all maybe skeptics to begin with, but actually by trying and experiencing, some of the concerns have been alleviated. But there's been other learnings as well. One of the challenges that we had when we deployed the vehicles initially was around the importance of getting the infrastructure for recharging in place. And that, it didn't go straight away, it didn't go right straight away, but again, that's really valuable information, and it's enabled us to, get some learning points which we can share with other end users as they go forward. This dial here would normally be a rev counter. Yeah. We've got a button here which effectively allows the charging lead to be disconnected. And other than those simple differences, there's no difference from the conventional electric DAF. And that's been quite an important part of our design philosophy, because we want to take drivers with us. The LF is the market leading diesel-powered vehicle in the UK market, and it has been for many, many years. It's a very popular choice. It's a real workhorse of many distribution fleets. So it was really important that we didn't lose any of its great characteristics, and we've kept the truck as true to the original diesel-powered vehicle as possible, and therefore the driving experience is so familiar, so simple, and it's really easy to drive. DAF has been present at Cenex over a number of years. I can't remember how many, possibly not everyone, but certainly a number of them. And I'm so impressed with how the event has grown in terms of its scale, but also in terms of the technologies that are on display. And it's really good to be here with this vehicle, which is, yes, it's a vehicle that's available on the market, and we've got customers buying them each and every day. But this project, it's got so much, and having done the work, having analysed the data, we've got to really broadcast that message and make sure that operators are aware. So great to do this interview, because another avenue to get the message out there to the wider audience.